It is Monday, October 12th, 2020. I'm Pastor Thor Ramsey with Center Church. This is Gospel for Five, where we take 5 minutes out of our day and focus on the gospel and the one who saved our souls. We've been focusing on the book of Galatians. Now, I actually had last Friday's Gospel for Five ready to go, and I accidentally deleted it. So I apologize. Then I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get connected in time. That's really what happened. So I'm going to pick up, I think there, which is verse 11. So let me read verse 10. For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? Again, Paul was accused of being a man pleaser because of the free grace of the gospel. It's like, well, you're just trying to please people because the gospel's so free. It's like, it's so free that the worst person in the world could actually come to Christ and get saved. That can't be right, right? We deserve grace. Those other people don't. That's the mentality sometimes. Don't we still think that? We're kind of like the older brother in the prodigal son story. You know, I've been here working on this stinking ranch or whatever it was, whatever. I've been working the fields. I've been doing everything you want. And I don't get a big celebration party thrown because I've come back home and the father's telling, well, everything I have is yours. But the idea is I deserve the party because I'm the good son. He doesn't deserve anything and you're giving it to him. I deserve grace. He doesn't deserve grace. That's really the mentality. So Paul was accused of being a people pleaser. If I were still trying to please man, I would be a servant of Christ. And we went over that. That's a pretty powerful statement right there. If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. For I would have you know, brothers. Here's the thing I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, that the gospel that was preached by me, the message of Jesus Christ that I brought to you, the message you're going to find in this letter, is not man's gospel. That is a huge statement right there. That is a statement that is really a defense of the gospel itself. And look, if you examine Christianity, Christianity has been public from the first proclamation. If you go back to Genesis, I believe it's Genesis chapter 3, the first proclamation of the gospel, that one will come and bruise his head. I'm going to come and repair the situation. These scriptures have been public for generations. These scriptures have been public for over centuries, right? So they're for you to examine. We can go to Isaiah chapter 53, another one. Again, that scripture's been around for over 2,000 years. So there's plenty of public evidence for you to go to. And then you have all of this. All these things happened publicly, right? It wasn't a man in a cave who received a message from an angel, as we went over before. Christianity was always public. God made it public. I'm announcing, I've called this particular nation. They're announcing to everyone, there's a Messiah coming. He's coming. Look for him. Then he calls the apostle John publicly. There was a prophecy going with his ministry before he's even born to set him apart, that he's coming to prepare the way for the one God has called from ages past. It's all public. And then Jesus calls his disciples publicly. Everything happens publicly. He's crucified publicly. He is raised from the dead publicly. He spends time with his disciples after he's risen from the dead publicly. He teaches them publicly. It's all public. It's not one person telling one person or one person telling a group of people trying to get them to believe. It's all happening publicly, so a group of people witness it together and then go tell the message. But the emphasis, what Paul's emphasizing here is that this is not a man-made message. That this holds out true. And this is what we find with people in life is, I think right now in culture, we are seeing two diametrically opposed views of humanity. In one view, humanity is noble and good. And it's the systems and the leaders that have failed the people and caused them to act up the way they do. And the other, humanity's rebellious against their creator, and so doesn't live in sync with how life is supposed to work. Those are very different views of the world. And so we come saying, when you examine the message we're giving you, it falls in line with reality. So what has God said to you today? What do you